Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So, a couple of things on the cards at the moment, and I've just had a look at the Euro USD, and that's looking a little bit confused. So, dollar dollar is looking a bit shaky, and it could go either way, to be honest. But there's no real clear direction there. Then, if you look at what's going on the Dow Jones this morning, you can see we have a fairly strong triangle, or should we rather say megaphone formation. Have a look at the oscillators already. Bit of diversion starting to brew. It's not quite there yet. I'd like to see both, or at least one pair of the stochastics below the previous low here. So that is kind of what it's looking like for me. This could be a pullback onto structure. Now, I'm just going to go to the weekly quickly because this is what you need to pick up. So that is a piercing pattern of sorts. Yes, we had a big move off the top and it looks like an inverse pin bar, but inverse pin bars, if you go look at your price action, if you get a confirmation green bar here that gets above that tail up there, that is a confirmation of a turn. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind. And what I'm looking for is just an area of what is resistance, which is there. Let's get it exact. Okay, so there was our previous swing high. You can see we failed to find it here. We failed to find it there. We broke through it. This could be a rejection of it. Very possible, but it could also be a bullish pattern that is going to form. We'd need one more green bar to verify that. And the other thing I just want to pick up is the bottom end of this. So you can see there is another area where we've got a lot of tails on. I don't think we've got anything left, but we've got two tails there, we've got two tails there, two tails there. So we've got quite a few weeks where we've used this level as support and resistance over the last 2 years, and that's going back to 2019. So just with those macro levels in your head, you just need to keep them there because I think they're going to influence price along the way. So the first one is obviously quite important. We did close below it. So if we start rejecting it, then we're more than likely moving to one of these sort of minor levels here. This level here, I think, is your ultimate line in the sand. So that's 28,216. Price coming down into this area, I'll definitely be looking for an opportunity to buy off this, which is probably just going to be a scalp until we get higher up for another rejection. We do have a double top in play. There's our double top there. So let's just draw a block on that. So there is the double top. And that target is done. You can see going into the close, people got out of it. So that target is done. The next area you need to pay attention to is obviously going to be over there. So that's the one area you need to pay attention. You can see there's a swing high and a swing low. This was our double bottom here. It still is in play until we start breaking below the lows of last week. That is pretty much still in play. The other thing that you just want to pay attention to here is the Fibonacci, and we closed at the 61.8. After hours, we've gapped down into this area. I'm not going to read too much into after hours, but I just want to get rid of this so we know where we closed, and we can just get onto our. Okay, so we did get buyers come in here, probably just profit taking from the short, and this was against the data. The data was quite positive, but yet we dropped down. Bit of a head and shoulders here. You can see shoulder, head, and then a little right shoulder, or even a cup and handle. There's your cup and there's your handle, inverse cup and handle that would be. It doesn't really matter. You had structure, you had a gap here which was an act as a magnet, and price moved to the downside. So big question is, are we going to find support? And I'm just going to put the zone in, otherwise it's just going to make a chart messy, but you'll get my drift here. So you can see there's tails there, there's another rejection there, there's a tail there, there's a tail there, there's another tail there. So that area was offering a lot of support resistance going into the close of September. You can see from sort of the 28th to the beginning of October. And I can go back a little bit further, and you can see from the 23rd of September, and probably go back further, and you'll see some structure there as well. But that's irrelevant. So the start of this megaphone was done with that zone as our turning point, should I say. Now we're back in that turning point. So do we find support here? And the oscillators would say so. And find support looking for a move higher. And I would definitely be looking to sell off a move higher, just anticipating a test of this level. I do think this is what we're aiming for. So that's 28,216. If we drop down to 15 minutes here, you can see, that's where the data came out. So the data was actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting the market to fall, but hindsight being a perfect science again, moving averages were pointing down. You had a bit of divergence here on the 15 minute. Everything was pointing towards the data. It doesn't matter what the data was going to be, but what the market was going to do, and the market was lining up to sell, and that's exactly what they did. And a pretty strong sell as well. If you take that 2.5% move, 750 odd points to the downside. So I'd be waiting to see what happens higher. I don't really want to be jumping in short with what's going on here. So I'd want to see a retest of something higher. You can see we've broken out of this channel as well. There's our channel. Just gonna do that. So there's our channel, pretty much spiked down and then into a channel, pretty stock standard price action there. And now we've gone into a range, and this whole move, so spike, channel, range, something which a guy by the name of Al Brooks often talks about. If you are familiar with him, if you're not, it's well worth just picking up some of his books. He's got some really good price action methodologies. But at the moment, we've got a bit of divergence here. We've got a move down. We're ranging a bit of a gap here. So I would say, if we start finding some support here at 29,260, I'd expect us to move up the upside here. But that would get me looking to sell. So I would be looking to sell off 29,595. I'd even be looking to sell higher up at 29,861. That is kind of what we're looking for. We're in a strong downtrend, and you probably find it worthwhile, if you've got time, be trading off a 5 minute. So you'd look for price either to pick up any of these inside tails here, inside this channel, and then you'd be looking for price to come back down and test the channel. So ultimately coming to test this area, 29,107, and if you get through that, then you're looking at this here at 28,216. Okay, so I'm definitely not looking to be long, but I don't want to be short down here. I'd rather be short higher up off structure. And what you can also do is just look at these levels to the left here. So you can see there is a level, and that's kind of where we closed on Friday. So that would definitely be a selling opportunity. And then there would be another one right there. I'll go down to the 50 minute again to give you those levels. There's one more that we need to pay attention to. Sorry. That's obviously our neckline of the bigger double bottom here that is still in play, but it's looking really shaky. So back to the 15 minutes, and you'll see first area, there is 15 minute support and resistance here, so that would be well worth looking out for. That's 29,326, and then you have 29,377, and then pay attention. I'm just going to get rid of this channel so we can just see what's going on here. And then I would also pay attention to this level here. Okay, so that is 29,400, 29,408. So watch all these levels. I expect us to reject that again today, and then probably make an attempt at this. But 29,107 is not something that I'm going to take too lightly. Sorry, not 29,117. It's break through that, then I definitely think we're on to a bigger move to 28,216. But this would be the first area I'd take profit, 29,107. So long as I can get in up here at 29,400, that's a good 300-point move. And for me, yeah, it's a good 300-point move. That's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. Anyway, expect it to be volatile. We've got so much noise coming into the European market this week, which is going to impact the US market. And then you have the Fed minutes coming out on Wednesday. So don't expect too much until Wednesday, I think. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.